Hey guys, it's Damien. I'm back. I'm doing a real quick video. I've had a few questions in regards to making a brand new listing for products on Etsy. And I will do this short video here to kind of do a run through of how to create a listing if you're not familiar with it, to add a new product to your store or your shop on Etsy. Really quick rundown. I've been working on Etsy now with our company. Our candy company, we've been on there for several years now. We average about 300 to 400 views a day. We're getting about 10,000 views a month, but we don't use anything but pretty much the promotional part of it, the marketing part of it is going to be on social media. I make a habit of about an hour to 2 hours a day, every day that we're working, to promote products through social media, as well as other websites that we operate on. We promote on our company website. We even promote our store, our shop on Etsy through that website as well. So really quick, just to run through, I've got my computer on over here. So if I'm looking to the side, that's what I'm doing. If you're adding a new listing, they give you you get 5 photos. To start from top to bottom, I'm going to run down and make it really simple as how we actually do our business and how we can get the sales that we get and get the traffic that we get. One of the most important things when you're selling, we deal with candy, we deal with edible items. We don't do jewelry or any type of fashion or anything like that. But when you're selling type of food products, for starters, photos are one of the most critical parts of your listing. Photos can help to entice people to buy your product, but they have to be really good photos. They've got to be really good as far as showing texture, showing color. If you have a specific color to your product, you really kind of have to sell. This may sound funny, but you got to sell the flavor and the appeal of your edible product in your pictures. You've got to make it really appetizing, if you will. So the pictures that you choose to take, make sure that you're in a well-lit area, that you've got a lot of natural light. We have a place designated in our facility that's actually got a lot of natural light from the outside windows that comes in with the sun. And we take some really, really great pictures to kind of portray what we've got, to show what we have. But a lot of natural light is a must. I can't express how important it is. You can create a lot of artificial light, but then you're investing money, you're putting a lot of time and effort into moving lamps and stuff around. If you have a place somewhere in your facility or in your commercial kitchen to have some natural light in the photo, definitely do that. I would highly recommend that. And try to take advantage of all 5. You get 5 images. Take advantage of all the images. If you can get different angles, also including your packaging, how is it packaged, close-ups of the product. If, for instance, like we do a lot of cake balls, we do a lot of cakes, so we try to get as close to the image as possible, the product, and get some really clear textural images so that you can see the texture of the cake ball, you can see how moist it is, you can see the color of the chocolate or the coating, whatever we've got on it. So take advantage of all 5 of those images, put them up, and definitely take your time setting them up to make sure that you can portray and you can get that image across to your customer. So the next thing down, you're going to talk about your listing details. There are, in my own opinion, there's really 4 parts that are super crucial in selling a product on Etsy or any platform for that matter. We sell on Amazon, eBay, you name it, we're on them. And all of them are pretty much the same when it comes to this. The 4 most important things are your image, your title description. It's going to be your keywords. The extra keywords, you get 13 keywords on Etsy to describe your product to be found. And then you got your description. So all those coming together are going to give your customers the ability to find you in the midst of thousands and thousands, sometimes even millions of sellers, to track down your product and to buy something from you. So keep that in mind. It's really not just keywords. It's not just a title. It's not just a description or images. It's all of those working together to sell your product. So in your title, right off the bat, let's say that you're selling just something general, moist chocolate chip, chewy chocolate chip cookies. Most of the time, people will look for initially when they type in something, a customer will type in chocolate chip cookie. They won't necessarily look for chewy or crunchy for the most part. So if you've got a descriptive part of your product, you've got a couple extra words at the end. but it's not exactly something to do with the name of or a true description of the product. You want to kind of keep that for the end. So if it's a chocolate chip cookie that's moist and chewy and whatever it may be, that it's super soft, put that at the end and put the primary first couple keywords, chocolate chip cookie, at the top, because the majority of your customers are going to look for that. And then secondary, they're going to look for a description of its texture, its taste, and et cetera, et cetera. So if it were, let's say, if you're selling jewelry and it was a gold star pendant, you would probably want to put gold star pendant, and then you could put the size, or you could put that it has a clasp, or it comes ready with a necklace, something to that effect, where you want to do your true first couple of words, let them be very descriptive and to the point as to what that product is. So, and then you've got the about the listing, which is who made it, what is it, when is it made. This is specifically on Etsy. So these things are not as crucial, as important when it comes to locating or tracking your product. Category, you definitely want to pick the right category. This can actually hold up people from finding your product in a very small way, but it's still, you want to be as close as you can to a category as possible. If you're selling a necklace, you don't want to put it under home and garden, because it's just going to be not in the right category, and it could hinder you selling it. It could hold you up from having a customer find your product. So be sure to select the right category, and be sure that it's one that really does match what it is that you're selling. Once you choose the first initial category on Etsy, you're actually going to get in most cases, you're going to get 2 or 3 other subcategories. For instance, if you're in art and collectibles, your second subcategory is going to be more descriptive as to, like, is it a drawing? Is it painting? Is it glass art? Is it photography, prints? Again, if you're selling sculptures, make sure you categorize it in the sculpture category. Don't try to manipulate the system or try to put it into other or multiple categories just to get views, because it's not going to work. So that's pretty much what I got for the category. Your pricing, do keep in mind your pricing. A lot of times you've got a lot of creative people on Etsy, but a lot of them are not necessarily business minded, and that's okay. You really want to price your product. What I would recommend you do is actually go to Etsy first before you list a product. If you have a certain type of sculpture and you see other people selling similar types of sculptures, why don't you price out what is on there currently on the market? Find out how much it costs you to make it and how much time you put into it, and then see what kind of a margin, what kind of a profit margin you want to incorporate that into your price. If you can sell the same type of product that somebody else is making, and you can make it a little more inexpensive, you can actually underprice the same category, underprice the same type of product, and sell more of it with a smaller margin for yourself, but you can end up selling 100, 200, or 300 units of it with a smaller margin, but you're moving a lot more product. Don't always try to think that you can make a huge profit margin on just a few items. Think of it in the reverse, that if I can sell 1,000 units and make $1 instead of selling 10,000 units and making a lot less, it makes sense to kind of price it out that way. Now, the next thing I would do on the next thing you can list on Etsy is the quantity. This is going to be the quantity of how much you have available in stock. What I do with this one is actually all the stuff that we make is actually made fresh to order, and I don't want to have to keep listing it over and over. So if you put on there, I put 999 because you can't put 1,000. That way you're not coming back to here constantly relisting it. Although they do have a renewal option where you can automatically relist the product if you want to do it. You can designate that as well. They have a manual one where that means you have to go in and you've got to add it, or you can do it automatically. The next thing is going to be the type of product. You can sell digital information. You can sell digital products or a physical product. Of course, being that we sell candy, that's a physical item, so we check that box. But if you have digital prints, or if you've got some templates or some type of downloadable product, you want to hit the digital on that one. The next thing is going to be what I was speaking about earlier, the description. Now, this is where you need to be as specific and don't feel bad about getting lengthy as possible. So what I mean by that is if you can be more specific about the description of the product you're selling as opposed to very vague or very open-ended, like for instance, we're selling chocolate chip cookies. In my description, I wouldn't want to put 2 dozen chocolate chip cookies, baked to order, see our other items. You want to kind of use as much of that description area as possible to be as descriptive as possible to lead your customers to purchase what you've got. So I would put on there freshly baked chocolate chip cookies. You get them baked to order. They're shipped within two days, priority mail. We securely package all of our products, et cetera, and go into a description, real descriptive detail as to how you make it, when do you ship it, how is it boxed, et cetera, et cetera. The more information you can give and inform your customer, the more products you're going to sell, period. So don't be vague. Don't be short about it. Don't write a book, but you want to probably write about 2 or 3 paragraphs worth of information to let them customers know. Okay, and then you've got variations. Now, if you offer different sizes, colors, for instance, we have a line of hard candies that we have in different flavors and colors. We add the variation on there of the customer can choose if they want a yellow lemon, if they want strawberry and red, strawberry and pink, blueberry candy in blue, et cetera, et cetera. Take advantage of that as well because that's going to give the customer a lot of options right off the bat. When they see the listing, they have the ability, they have the capacity to kind of customize their order the way they want it. And the more options that you can give your customers, the better off you are selling products. Last couple things, the shipping costs. Make sure you definitely do your homework on the shipping. I have a couple videos up already that in my listing here on YouTube that talk a little bit about shipping. It's not an exciting topic, I understand that, but it is a very important one because when I first started my shop and I was selling, I didn't have it down pat the way I do now about the pricing for shipping. If you underprice yourself for shipping, you will lose money. If you overprice your shipping, you will not sell anything. So you really need to, I highly recommend you educate yourself on the different services that are available, the different ranges, how long it takes from here to, let's say, Northern California or Spokane, Washington. Be aware of the shipping cost, the weight of your product. Know your product. This is also part of knowing your product like the back of your hand. If you don't know the product, the size, the weight, the color, how long it takes to make, you need to know everything about it. Because the second that you make a listing, you can instantaneously add the shipping and you're good to go. You know that you're not losing money. You're not overcharging your customers. I personally, our business, I don't charge a shipping and handling fee. I don't jack up our shipping rates. I don't do any of that. I don't believe in that. It's just that if it takes $6.85 to get it from me to you, well, I'm going to charge you $6.85. I've never believed in that overcharging or extra charging. Shipping and handling, the handling fee, that just... I don't know. I know companies do that, and some of the bigger companies do. Whatever it costs me to get from me to you, that's what I'm going to charge you. Last but not least, we got our tags. Okay, super important. Tags and materials. My opinion, tags are way much more important than materials when it comes to the search engine optimization on Etsy. The reason being, just for the type of business that we do, it may be differently for jewelry, it may be different for fashion. But for what we do, the tags, you get 13 tags. If I were to sell a box of, let's go back to chocolate chip cookies, I would put on there sugar cookies, cookies for holidays, chocolate chip cookies, and then some different varieties of chocolate, oatmeal cookies, etc. The reason why I do that is that in a lot of cases, people who are interested in one type of sweet or dessert, they may be interested in another one, or they may be interested in something for a friend or a family member. So if someone looks for something like an oatmeal raisin cookie, they could find my products if they typed it in, and then chocolate chip would pop up, and they could see a variety of stuff. So I may actually end up making another sale or selling additional products with that order. That's the way you got to kind of think of it. So if you're doing the jewelry and you've got a gold pendant, gold star pendant, if you have 7 other different types of gold pendants, but they're different shapes or whatever they may be, put them all down there as tags, because you'll end up almost kind of cross-marketing yourself and allowing yourself to get a customer who may be looking for something and find something else, and they could change their mind and bam, you've made a sale. That's the way I look at it. The materials, a lot of times people don't type in when they're looking for cookies. They don't type in the word flour. They don't type in the word egg for sugar cookies, or if it's a baked good. Nobody really searches from that. I don't really use the materials, but if you want to use it, that's your prerogative. Lastly, one that's kind of an overlooked option is the recipient. At the bottom of the page of Etsy, and I'll wrap this video up really quick, you can select a recipient, and it has like literally, what's 2, 4, 6, you got like almost 24 different types of recipients, it looks like here. You can do women, you can do children, dogs, girls. This is another great way to narrow the search down within Etsy itself. If a gentleman's looking for a gift for his wife, and it's something that's edible, and she likes chocolate truffles, and it's classified as a recipient for women, then if he types in gifts for women, chocolate truffles, there's a good likelihood that they're going to pop up on my store as opposed to your store if you don't add a recipient or if you don't narrow the search down. The more narrow down and more specific the information you can give on a listing, the better off you are. Take your time doing it when you first start. Don't rush through it, and you'll definitely be successful at doing it. Well, I hope this video helped you out. If you had any questions or comments, put them down below. Subscribe to my channel if you would. I'd appreciate that. I've got videos coming out pretty much every week. We're doing about 5 or 6 videos a week now. So we can definitely help you out with anything that you're looking for if you're selling online, and I hope it helped. Thanks.